Hi folks, welcome to another video. This is a new project video. As you probably guessed from the title, this is a Rover SD1 3.5 litre V8 Vanden plas. Difference with this project is it's actually my car. It's a car that I've wanted for a little while. I managed to pick it up cheap. I actually picked it up, I actually sort of see the car and bought it about a year ago. And then things happened and it just never got picked up. It'd been sat for 10 years. The chap that owned it was a mechanic, so it has been looked after and sort of maintained quite well, but it had been sat for 10 years. The bodywork looks a little bit tired, as you can see from the pictures, but it's mostly solid. It wants a couple of little bits of welding here and there. The reason it was parked up was the clutch master cylinder went, so it was parked up and sort of left. Chap kept it running sort of over time, but then eventually the fuel pump gave up, so then it wasn't started. So I have actually already got it running. I'm recording this after the fact. I have recorded everything on my phone. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that my laptop's died and I haven't been able to put up a video for ages. So I'm now doing the introduction, but the video of sort of getting the car started was on my phone. So I apologise for the audio, I apologise for the shakiness, I apologise for it, I'm just sorry. I'll try and clean most of it up as I can in editing, but you know, it'll be what it'll be. You'll get to see the car running, and then from here on forward, you know, we'll have some decent videos. So let's crack into it. Right, so this is pretty much as I bought her. You've seen the pictures on the back of the truck as we got it. All I've done since I've got it here is just for the crack, I polished this. It actually looks shinier in the video and the pictures than it actually is. The paintwork's really bad. You can see from the boot there, like, it's all crazed and it's horrible, so it doesn't want painting properly. But overall, it's in really good condition. It's all solid. The seals have been done all the way along. Yeah, it's got new tyres on, you know, all the way around. Trim wants sorting out. The bonnet's bad. I know the bonnet's bad. Bottoms of the doors are quite bad. You can sort of see. They're not rotten, but they want some attention. So let's have a look inside. The interior is in very good condition. It wants a little bit of a clean, but the interior is actually really good. As I said at the top of the video, you know, when I bought it, I know the fuel pump's gone and the clutch master cylinder's gone. So previous owners took both glove boxes out to get in there. Don't quite know why that one's out. Oh, that's probably because of the fuel pump, probably testing wires. I don't really know, I haven't really checked it out, but you know, I've got the glove box there. Again, the seats are really good. That's the bonnet under tray. But yeah, all of the seats are really good. The parcel shelf wants a clean, but is actually in really good condition. The only thing bad about the interior really is the wood. The wood's cracked, but they all do that. Standard dash top is warped, and then again standard headlining. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the headlining yet. I can get a new one from Rimmer Brothers for about 400 quid, which I'm not keen on. So depending on how bad it is, I might try and repair it. But we'll see how it goes, see how funds go and stuff like that. There's a little bit there, you can see something's been in at some point. But let's not catch. We'll have a look under the bonnet, I'll show you under the bonnet. But yeah, again, it's all really good around here. It's a little bit there. It's just flaky paint, I believe. You know, when I went to have a look at it, I did have a poke. So the bonnet's pretty bad down here. I might be able to repair it, but I'm going to try and get hold of another bonnet, to be fair. But we're all good down here. All the chassis rails are good. Yeah, just leaves and shit. You know, it's been sat a long time. All of these linkages are seized. or partially seized. They're sort of moving, but they're not freely moving. But the main thing I was worried about is structural. And one of the things I'm going to try and do today is we're going to clean the car out, we're going to hoover it out, get it sweet, and then we're going to take the fuel pump out and have a look at that, see what we can do with it. The only thing that I've really noticed with the rock, going back to that, is not this side, where is it? It's actually on the other side, which is next to a wall, but just along like, oh, I can't even get in there, but along this little bit here is a bit on the other side it wants welding, and just about, yeah, probably wants a little bit on this side as well. But other than that, she's solid. So sorry about the photo quality, I'm on my phone, but yeah, she's really clean underneath. So look, she's been looked after. It's not, oh, maybe a bit of rust. It's not gone through. It's just, it's a little bit on the floor pan that might want addressing. Just plug that. It looks quite bad, but it doesn't feel bad. Yeah, it's just a plug. There's a little bit there, possibly. That's solid. The chassis rail is pretty solid. Yeah, overall she's in good condition. So I'm going to get the hoover out, clean some of the shit out of the car, and then we'll come back. So I've gave her a little hoover, nothing special at the minute, just want to sort of assess it, but I just wanted to tidy up a little bit, so cleaned up all the crap down there. Sorry about the lighting, it's on my phone. But yeah, the carpet and everything's come up quite nice. It's obviously still that little bit there, but you know, I'm very, very happy with the condition of everything. Does want a little bit of clean. There's a couple of marks and smudges. Obviously the door panels want attention, but we already said about that. But you know, overall we're in pretty remarkable condition. So I'm very happy. Now let's get our back seat down and we'll have a look at the pump. Before I get the pump out, I do know that these carbs are seized. You know, I've had it running on easy start, and you know, everything's sort of stiff. I mean, there's a little bit of movement in some of the bits. I mean, no delusions that they do want rebuilding. But for now, I just want to get it moving under its own steam, so I can get it in and out of the unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray everything up with WD-40 and see if we can at least get it a little bit more loose. Yes, I do know that I'm going to have to clean all this shit off later, and a lot of it will evaporate, but the idea is just to give me a little bit of wiggle room. So we're on a new day. I've soaked these overnight. I did actually put a pair of mole grips on there and give them some tweaks, and they now seem to be, can't even fucking move it, moving freely. Oh, let's actually press the accelerator. So we now have free movement, so I'm happy about that. It was worth it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the fuel pump out. I know the fuel pump's in the back here somewhere. I really do apologise about this shit video. I'm recording this on my phone because of what I'm doing. So yeah, I need to get this back seat down. I need to get it from the other side, from the boot. The struts on the tailgate are done, so I can't film and hold, and I don't have three hands basically. So what I'll do is I'll get the seat down, and then the fuel pump's over there, and then we're going to get the fuel pump out and we're going to have a look. hopefully we can get it started. Well, I'm going to get the fuel pump out, hopefully I can do something with it, and then hopefully we can get it started under its own steam. Right, so got the seats down. There's a little access hatch apparently. And then that should be, well, that is a fuel pump, so we need Phillips screwdriver. Sorry, the video is shit. I'm sorry. So we need Phillips screwdriver, get these off, and then probably a 17 by the looks of it. Maybe, I don't know. I'm probably going to be wrong. I'll go get some tools and then we'll try and get the fuel pump out. Right, okay, so got the spanner. I was wrong, it's a 16 for this. I thought it might be a 5/8 for a second. Oh, shit, my bad. I thought it might be a 5/8 for a second, but it's not. Well, I don't know, 5/8 fits, look. They're basically the same. So, we'll get that off in a second. And we've got the Phillips. These all seem to be, well, that one did. Oh no, that one's going as well. And that one. Look at that. All I'm doing. Happy days. It's just still a pain in the ass with one hand, holding the phone and doing this, so I'm going to get these off and then I'll come back to you. Right, so all the screws have come out, everything's come undone. Let's try and pull it out. I've never done this before, so I don't know how. There we go. Let's keep that there. Come out. Little jubilee. Let me get the float. I'm the speed than I expected. It's holding that. Ah, it's got a filter. So, oh. So I'm sorry if that just went cock up. I'm concentrating on what I'm doing rather than the actual filming. I do apologise. That is an awesome float. I don't know whether you can see that, but that's actually full of fuel. So yeah, the float is not floating. That's a sink. So there you go. That's out. I'm sort of kneeling in, obviously in the back seat here. So I'm gonna get this onto the bench, and then I'll put power to the pump, which is that, and see what we can do with that. Okay, so I did have a look at this, and I sort of pinned it out, got me power probe ready. I was hoping that it didn't work, which it didn't, but then just giving it a slight tap, it kind of did. So I've set up some fuel there, I've got my power probe there. Yeah, like I said, I literally just pinned it out, just went straight like that, put power to it. It didn't work, but literally as I moved it, it started working. Well, it sounded like it started working. So gonna fuel in a jar. I've got a little pot that we can go into. We're gonna see if we can get it to work. Well, I mean, it sounds like it's working. We'll see if it'll pump fuel. So this is my setup. You can see that the pump is completely submerged in fuel, as it should be, and then we've got, sorry about the focus, straight down there. That's the earth bin straight down to me power probe, and then that there. You see, I haven't tried this. It's empty. Focus. Oh, come on. One job. So this one here should be the power. And there we go. So that appears to work. I'd say that works quite well. Stopping and starting. I'm holding that on. So I'll pour the fuel back in there. I'll try and give it a couple of runs, I think, because that was stopping and starting. So I've actually done this a couple of times now, save you sort of doing it, and I think the initial issue was probably the connection with the power probe here. Fucking focus, because I'm trying to hold it, but it seems to work lovely. I wouldn't say it's fast, but it's working. And it seems to be better than what was actually happening on the car. And yeah, that's run out of fuel. So I'll put the sender and that back in the car, and then we'll test it from there. Well, okay, so the fuel pump's in properly. All I've done is I have actually sort of primed the system, basically using the probe, shut off that pin, try and get some fuel up. I haven't tried to start the car, so I have checked that there is power to the pump and the pump is working, so we are now going to see if the car will start. Okay, we've got washers. Right, battery I've got is not great. I'm going to prime it some more so I can get some more fuel up there. I can't see any leakage with fuel. I do know that the throttle's working, so yeah, give me a second, I'll prime it some more. But I don't want to drain that battery, because I mean it is a tiny battery on a big engine. That's all I've got at the minute. Right, I've done a few more checks, and I discovered that this isn't working. This is the original fuel pump. It's not actually doing fuck all. It seemed to work when I had it on the bench here and probed it out, but it didn't work. The only fuel pump I have in stock is this one, which is off of a Saxo. It's not ideal, but it should just about get it running. As you can see, it's quite a bit bigger. It fits the radius circumference, but I've had to sort of chop off two little tangs there and then cable tie it in, and then just put spade terminals opposed to these ring terminals. So we'll get this in, and hopefully we'll get some fuel up to the engine. Hopefully we get it started on its own. Okay, so the fuel pump's in, the Saxo one. I've made a new gasket and these screws were fucked, as you can see. Probably not focusing. yeah, the screws were fucked, so I put some new bolts in there, new gasket, primed it up with the barrel probe again, and it has actually primed up this time, and you could hear it sort of build pressure. So let's give her a crank, see what she does. It's okay. So the pump prime some more. It's trying. She runs. I don't know why the rev counter's going up with the speedo, but oh, that was dangerous. She was just pissing fuel everywhere then, so I've just turned her off. But she was idling. So, where was she pissing fuel from? That's definitely fuel. Not sure. It's old fuel. I'm going to put the camera down, start her up again, see if I can work out where the fuel's coming from, and then we can come back. Alright, so I had a quick look and it's leaking straight from there. I don't know whether it's because there's too much pressure in the pump that I've put in. Well, it's come out of a 1.6 Saxo, so I can't imagine it being too much more than this, but that pipe is perish. That's not very tight on there at all. As you can see, it's all loose, so I'm going to get some new, put a new bit of pipe on that there. Literally not holding anything. So I'll put a new bit of pipe on that, and then some new clamps if I can find some, and then we'll give her a go again. I've replaced this pipe, that's the one that come off with these silly fucking spring clips. Put some proper Jubilees on. I pressurised the system again and it was okay, but this one here kept popping off, so I put a Jubilee on there. It seems to be okay. I'm assuming that should be a pressure regulator, but it doesn't seem to be kicking in, so I need to have a look at that. I'd assume that should be cutting the pump off, because there's no return on this, so I don't know. But anyway, there's no fuel leaking now, so we'll give it a go. Let's give it a start up, see what she does. I'm not sure whether the fuel pump can keep up. Well, it sounds like it's still fucking dripping. It's old fuel in it, I haven't put new fuel in it. Yeah, there's a lot of shit coming down there. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know whether that's water or petrol. Oh, it's stimulating. like a lot of petrol that's just been dumped on the floor. Oh. Where the fuck's that coming from? It's not coming from there, that's fine now. Okay, more investigating, then I'll come back to you. Right, so I worked out what the leak is. It's just the overflow for the carbs. It's draining into a pot at the minute. So obviously the fuel pump is actually pumping too much fuel. But she's running. It sounds sweet. We've got no top end leaks. Smooth as you like. That's not bad considering it's been sat for 10 years. I'm well happy with that. Well happy. So, as you can see, she runs pretty sweet. I did have some issues with the fuel pump. The actual original fuel pump did work. What it eventually turned out to be, which I didn't really film, was the terminals between where the cable clips onto the top of the fuel sender pump to the bottom. All the terminals were corroded, so I ended up fixing that. And you know, as I say, it's got the Saxo pump in there. I did have to modify that a little bit, which I didn't show on video. Again, was where you've seen it, I'd cable tied it to the original sort of bar, but that whole thing wouldn't fit through the aperture of the tank. So at the minute it's just on a bit of pipe. But for now, all I want to do is get the car running so then it can be moved around in the yard. Also, since I recorded that, things have changed a little bit more. The original idea of the car was it's going to be a sort of rolling restoration. For people that do know me, I've been banned from driving for the past 6 years. So this was like my little baby to sort of have a nice car. You know, now I've sort of come off of a ban, I'm going to get my licence back, and it was a present to myself basically. So it was going to be a rolling project. But going on a couple of the forums, I've managed to find an injection setup. I was going to sort of design my own, but this has come up cheap. So things are moving on a little bit differently. But we'll explain that all in the next video. That'll be the next project, is sort of fitting that on. We've also got the clutch cylinder to do, clutch master cylinder. I did order the master cylinder and the slave cylinder off of Rimmers, but the slave cylinder's on back order, so I'll put that off so I can do it all in one video, and I'll redo all the pipe work as well for you. So yeah, that's it for now. Again, I apologise for the video quality because of being on my phone, but from now on, you know, I've built myself a decent PC. We can get back to using a DSLR. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, let me know by giving me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. You know, also sort of head over to Patreon. All my videos go up early there, and you know, for a small fee, it really does help me out, sort of keep me going. You know, I can sort of make better content for yourself. Hopefully I can sort of get better audio equipment, and you know, we can really move on. Don't forget, follow me on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. You know, I update sort of daily. I've got sort of projects in that I'm not filming, but you know, I'll always update with what I'm doing. So I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.